3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. On today's episode, my next guest lives a very interesting life. I'll go ahead and introduce you here. So I'll start off with this. She's 2024's Miss New Mexico USA. She's a New Mexican native, currently pursuing her master's in social work and working her way to becoming a business owner. She has an organization called Kindred Light Foundation, which we'll go over here in a bit. She also shows community philanthropy, that word so hard, by coaching the Special Olympics and feeding the homeless. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you'll get to know more about her here in a second. I present to you Mackenzie Sydow. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming along. It's awesome. This time's going to go by fast, but we're going to have fun.
I know.
So, yeah, like I mentioned before, we started rolling. I categorize the topics so I don't have squirrel moments all over the place. So we'll jump straight into it. The first category is your background and the early journey, okay? So, first question. Can you share a bit about your journey growing up in New Mexico and what shaped the woman you are today?
Wow, that's a great question. I have to I gotta pause before I answer this. So, growing up was definitely not easy. As a lot of you may know, I have a brother with autism spectrum disorder. So he's nonverbal and he lacks a lot of social cues and just all of those things. And so growing up, so already what me and my brother were growing up with in the household, I feel like I had such an early duty in my life to not only protect him specifically, because of course, but I learned at an early age that I had such a strong mission and to advocate for those who have differences or can't speak up for themselves or who are going through situations at home. So growing up with him, he's taught me so much as far as just understanding other people's situations and so much patience for other people and trying to grasp just other people's foundations. And I thank him so much for teaching me those qualities in life, because I think it's so important, because everybody comes up from different households and outcomes and stuff. So right. Growing up with my house, my parents were always struggling with substance abuses and so that was super hard on me and my brother. And so always going back to just having this strong mission to protect, to serve, and just to do better in life and provide for others, I think has always been there from the jump. Nice. And so I think that's what makes me stand out, especially in all of the stuff that I'm doing, because a lot of people don't know that, especially in pageantry and stuff like that. So I think they just think I'm some Starbucks drinking white girl, and I'm nah, I came from the jump, bro. I came from the bottom, and I'm super happy from where I am today and just all of the things I've learned in just a short amount of time.
Good. All right. Nice. Way to break the ice here on that first question. So the second one is going to be you mentioned in your bio losing both of your parents at a young age. Mm-hmm. So, and you became your brother's guardian legally, right? So yes. I know that's incredibly challenging growing up. So how did that experience influence your path moving forward?
So, yeah. So when so my mom passed away about in 2014. So it's been a decade now. Yeah. Life goes by so fast. But so then it was just my father and me and my brother. And then my father passed away from a heart attack, but again, they were always dealing with substance abuse and things like that, so that was always in the background. Mm-hmm. But when he immediately passed, I didn't even have time to grieve. I didn't even have time to really grasp what was happening. It was just an immediate response to, again, just protect my brother. I don't want him to end up in a facility. I don't want him to end up in anybody else's care. Right. And by that time, luckily I was 18, so I was able to gain that guardianship. Yeah. But Michael was still underage, so he would have went into a foster home or something like that. Right. And since we've already been through all of that, I was no, I want to take care of my brother. I need to take care of my family. Mm-hmm. And so that was such an immediate response for me. Yeah. But now looking back, again, he's just like taught me so much. But I also think it's such a, how do I say this? Like, I feel like there's so much advocacy when it comes to autism or with special needs, but I feel like people don't talk enough about the difficulties of truly taking care of somebody with autism. Like, you're judged constantly, like when I'm at the grocery stores or anywhere, and like Michael might have an episode, or he might like get stressed out or overwhelmed, and people are staring, and so you kind of have to keep like your composure. And so so that's kind of, it's like so rewarding, but at the same time, I feel like you also have to make awareness for just how challenging it could be.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I agree 100%, because a lot of people don't know. Maybe they do, because I kind of put it out on social media too, but my brother has a disability as well. So, we didn't have a father in the house at that time growing up around, so I kind of understand what it's like to be able to, like you said, people need to speak about it, make them aware of it.
Yeah.
Bring out the awareness.
Right. And not just talk about like, because I feel like, again, like I'm such a huge advocate for it, because I'm like, there needs to be more exception towards it, and like more welcoming. And, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like people, it's like a front. It's like people are like, oh, like I'm so blessed to do this. And it's like, but at the same time, like if you could change that about them, like, would you? And I think about my brother, and I'm like, dang, like not being able to speak up for yourself, not being able to express how you feel, like that's so tough. And like, I feel like if I could change that, like I probably would. Like, even though he's taught me so much, like I'd want to give him that, and so I'd want to give him his own voice. So it's definitely, it's a very difficult topic to discuss, because you also don't want to offend anybody either. So
I get you 100%. So what does home, quote unquote, mean to you now after navigating both personal loss and a foster care system growing up?
I feel like the definition of a home is safety, peaceful, it's blissful, just being surrounded with the ones that you love as well as the ones that love you. I feel like sometimes people give too much love to the wrong people, and it's not reciprocated. But I feel like it truly feels like a home when you know that they love you back. So I feel like that qualifies for a home. I feel like, again, like home is just like having such a pride and wanting to protect those and serve other people, especially here in New Mexico, and coming from where I came from, and substance abuse and drugs and all that. Like, there's such a huge problem here for that. And I feel like instead of, I don't know, I'm always one to like never judge somebody's situation, or as much as I can, right? But I always think about like just where I came from and like how hard it was. But even though we all make choices in life that could either determine like how outcomes we have, I also feel like it's very important to empathize with other situations, and if they need assistance or anything like that, it's very important to help, especially in our communities and stuff. So that's what a home means to me, is like safety, reassurance, and like peace, and just helping out those who want help, and loving those who love you.
Gotcha. That's a good answer. All right, cool. So we'll move on to the topic of family, resilience, and purpose. So you mentioned just earlier, I was gonna throw it in here, but your brother does have autism spectrum disorder, right?
Yes.
So what has been the most rewarding part of being your brother's guardian? And to caveat that question, what have you learned from him along the way?
So the most rewarding thing is just the bond that we have. I've never been so close to an individual in my life. I mean, like, that child, like, it's so funny. Like, there'll be moments when like I'm crying, and although he lacks the social cues majority of the time, like he just senses when I'm just like sad, and he'll just like come into my room, and he'll just hang out. And I think that's so dope, like for him to like just recognize like that, like the person that's taking care of him is like not in a good situation, and so he's trying to like comfort that. So the relationship that we have is just incredible. He's my best friend. I'm with him every day, like pretty much all day. I go to the gym with him. I take him to all of his like therapies and stuff. So it's rewarding in the fact that it's comforting to know that you're taking care of somebody who literally can't take care of themselves. I think that's the most rewarding part. And especially as a sibling, I'm not like his parent or anything like that. I'm like cooler than that. So I got some leniency. So yeah, I'm just like a best friend, and I'm just like, I want to be like the best sister and as much of like a motherly like figure I can be. Like, so I think that's the most rewarding part. The thing that he's taught me again is just like an immense amount of patience.
Yeah.
It takes so much patience to take care of those with disabilities or who lack, like, even in wheelchairs or anything like that. So
sure.
You got to have patience, you got to have understanding, and you just got to accept that like people got challenges in life, and like not everybody has it like you, or you might not have it like them. And so I think definitely like trying to like get into different perspectives is super important. So
yeah.
Those are all the things he's taught me, and it's not easy, but
Yeah.
By God's grace, we're able to do it.
Yeah, it's very rewarding, yes. Yeah, I think the hardest part growing up with my brother who has a disability was, because I'm 10 years older than him, was people staring, right? Judging.
Yes.
Like you mentioned earlier. And me growing up, I was difficult myself. I was a knucklehead, so you know, I had a problem, internal problem of telling people off that stared too much, you
For
know,
sure.
or stared too long, and I've been working on that too. So
Well, and it's so funny, like when I was that age too, like I'd always get like so mad. I'm like, who are you looking at? Like, what are you staring at?
Right.
And my mom was the one that would like ground me, and she's like, Mackenzie, like they don't understand, like it's okay, like let them stare, because it might help them learn.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why like I've become like just like kind of like accepted to it, where I'm like, let them stare, like it's okay. Like my priority is my brother. I gotta make sure he's good, and then we can proceed. Yeah.
Good way to put it. So, for others who do find themselves in caregiving roles at a young age, what advice or encouragement would you give to them right now?
Again, yeah, it's so hard sometimes. Like, again, I don't think people talk about it enough, just how challenging it could be. There's literally days where I'm like, Lord, like, why did you give this to me? Like, I feel like I'm not strong enough for this. And I feel like I'll fail you, like I can't do this. But then I'm so reminded that like I don't know, like I just feel like he gives those certain challenges to people that are truly qualified for it. And so when I do reflect, I'm like, I am strong enough, like I can persevere through this, I can help him, I have the tools to help him. And so I think I would just want to tell them that like they're not alone. I think that's the most like feeling I get, is just like feeling so alone and like isolated, because people don't understand.
Yeah.
So I just would want to let them know that they're not alone, and like reach out to me, because if anyone understands, it's me. And to always like just look out for resources, like that's so important. Like,
oh, for sure.
Find like support groups of like other siblings, or like maybe other moms. Like, you might stand out a little bit because you're a sibling, but like if you can just like get into a community where like you can talk with other people about it, I feel like that's like super reassuring. Also just finding like a hobby or anything that can relieve like your stress from that is super helpful. So yeah, I would just tell them they're not alone. Find yourself a hobby and just get through that shit.
Persevere. Gotcha. All right, we're going to switch directions a little bit and go into the pageantry and representation. So, to kick this one off, what inspired you to compete for Miss New Mexico USA, and what message do you hope to bring to the Miss USA stage?
Wow. So what motivated me to run for Miss New Mexico USA, it's actually a funny story. So obviously growing up with my background, I was never able to do anything like this, didn't have the funds to do it, didn't even know what that world looked like. So when I actually started modeling, shout out Eric McCormick, he is like the best photographer I know. He's the one that actually like inspired me to do this, and it's because he had worked with a previous Miss New Mexico.
Okay.
And he was like, you should totally do this. Like, this is like your thing. Like, you have a story. Like, you could like tell your story to people. And I was like, man, get out of here. Like, I'm never going to do that. I was like, that's for like those like snotty girls. I was like, no, that's not me.
Yeah.
And then literally like that night after we stopped hanging out, I was like, let me find out about this. So I went online and I signed up for it. And ever since then, like, it wasn't even about like the way I looked. It wasn't about the beauty. It wasn't about like the dresses. Like, I don't even care about none of that. And so it was more about like, what can I do to help my community? What can I do to advocate for the things that I grew up with, like autism and substance abuse? How can I help people who are struggling with that? How can I help people who are disabled? Or it was literally a mindset of like, I can totally use this position to help people, and get my name out there, and like even like maybe have more resources for me.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was just like my whole motivation with that. And then when I had won and I went to Miss USA, that's all I wanted to bring to the table was like, look, I don't know how I'm here, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And I got my family out in the stage. Like, they flew all the way out here. They're here with me. I have so much support right now, but like, I'm here like because of like the grace of God, and like because I worked my freaking butt off.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't about like anything else. And so I think that's what I was trying to get across. And of course I didn't win, but I think they were looking for more of a different route, I should say.
Yeah, no, I kind of understand where that. Yeah. So yeah, you used it as a platform, yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely.
For the advocacy of your situation.
I took
that's awesome.
full advantage of it. I was
awesome.
like, let me see how I can like nitpick this.
That is awesome. Yeah, because not a lot of people. Well, I would say from my perspective, not a lot of people go in it with that mindset of using it. They go for more selfish reasons, right?
Right.
Like, Miss Hot Thing, and let me do my thing up here on stage, right?
And that's kind of like what they're all about. They're more of like the glamour and like what I look like. And I'm like, bro, like, if only you knew how much you could milk that. Like.
Yeah. No, but that's cool that you used it like that way and that way. So, okay, good entry on that. So, pageantry is often, like we said, seen as glamorous. So, how to use that platform to highlight deeper issues, like for the foster care and the special needs advocacy? Like, I know you mentioned it, that you used it as a platform, but once you were in that process, what did you do? Like, what was the...
Oh my gosh, I did so many appearances. And I think that's the most thing I'm so proud of, because that was what I wanted to do, and I was able to accomplish it. So, no, I can look at like the other profiles of like the other title holders, and they've got like so many like pictures with the crown, and like they just look so like Instagram painted. And then I look at like the things that I've done, and I'm like, dang, like there was moments where like I had my hair up, and I even got like criticized for it. Like, I got criticized for like sometimes I'd wear just like sandals, and I'd show up to like an event, or I'd show up to my appearance, and I'm like, it's not about that, dude. Like, it's about like truly like serving these people. And like, I don't care what I know I should, like, to a degree, for the respect of it, right? Because I know what type of position I'm in. Yeah. So I understood it in that aspect, where it's like, you've got to have respect for the situation that you're in. But at the same time, like, I think that's what I tried to push so much, was like, man, like, get that like ideology out of your guys' brains. Like, this is not what it's about. It's about like using what you were able to accomplish to help other people. And so I was able to, I attended like Special Olympic events, especially with my brother, because he's an athlete.
Right.
I was able to attend like all of the schools I've attended here in New Mexico. So like elementary, middle school, high school. And so I was able to talk to like the younger generation about these things. I was able to, and we'll go into this, I'm sure, later, but I was able to host an event for foster kids. So I just like, I did so many appearances, and I'm so proud of that. Like, I'm so glad that I actually was one of the title holders that actually was like, let's make a difference with this. And then, you know, if girls think that this is awesome, they can try it, but that's not even what I'm trying to push. Like, I just want to help people.
That's awesome. That's powerful for sure. So what have you learned about confidence and self-worth through your journey as both a pageant title holder and a caregiver?
Wow. Oh my gosh, you got some heavy questions.
Yeah. These people got to know.
So, confidence. I even struggle with that to this day. Like, even as like a model, right? Or even as like a title holder. Like, I think especially women and the younger generation deal with that so much. And like, I'll still to this day like go on Instagram, and I'm like comparing myself to people, and it's like, dude, like, you're literally like a legal guardian, and you're like, you got like all these missions. Like, just because you're not like some Instagram baddie, like, you still got potential, and like, you're still like out here like killing it. So you just gotta like I feel like for me, like, and I'm telling this to myself, but for the viewers too, like, you just have to stop comparing, because it's like, not everyone's going to have the same life as you. And that's just the reality of it. Like, it's not, everybody's got different situations and upbringings and tools. So, and others might lack those tools. So I just got to stop comparing myself, and you got to stop comparing yourself too.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I've learned about confidence, is just like recognizing who I am, what I can bring to the table as an individual, and like standing on that. And then, oh my gosh, what was your other part of that question?
No, it's all right. It happens all the time, believe it or not. So, yeah, so what have you learned about confidence and self-worth through your journey as both a pageant title holder and caregiver?
Yeah, so I think that kind of ties into the self-worth thing, is that, like, again, just like realizing who you are, what qualities you bring to the table, and everyone's unique. So somebody might be good at one thing, and like for me, like, I'll tell you right now, like, I'm not good at a lot of things, but like I'm super good at caring about people, and I'm super good at like just like loving people so like unconditionally, and I think it's a gift to be able to do that. So yeah, so I think that's how I found my confidence, is just recognizing what I'm really good at, what I'm able to provide.
Yeah.
And yeah, just not comparing myself to people, because I think that's where you find like your strength.
Yeah, you're right. And to go into that a little deeper, it's like a lot of people on social media, a lot of people only show what they want you to see, right? So comparing yourself to that when they're at their best, putting up their best all the time is not good, because behind closed doors, you know, they could be struggling too. They just don't want to, you know, put that struggle out there.
No, amen to that. Because I mean, I'm even in, like, I'm a victim of that too. Like, I post all this good stuff, and then it's like, dang, like, this is hard.
Yeah. So yeah, comparing yourself, that I think a lot of people do that. And then also what ties into that is imposter syndrome, right? Like,
yes.
Sometimes you don't think you're good enough. Sometimes you think, you know, like you're not born to do what you're doing.
Yes.
But yeah, over time, yeah, confidence, I think, will overstep that obstacle as you go through it. So
yeah,
I think you're doing good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So next topic is the Kindred Light Foundation.
I was like, Kendrick Lamar. I was like, we can get into that right now.
Yeah, man, I need a little more coffee, apparently. Okay, so tell us about the Kindred Light Foundation. What inspired the creation of it, and what impact has it had so far?
Yeah, so I'm super excited for what this could be. It's so much in the beginning process right now. Like, it's literally, I have like the Instagram page and I have the Facebook page, and then there's like one post. So I'm like, I don't want people to like be discouraged and be like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
No, it's very much in the beginner stage. But I think that's good, because good things take time. Good things take a lot of thinking and a lot of thought behind it. And so I'm just trying to make it really good. So the reason why it started was, again, because me and my brother were once in the foster system. A lot of people don't know that. And I mean, to be honest, like, I never really thought I would talk about it, but I think there's so much awareness that needs to be brought about with that too, because if it's one thing that like I learned while being in that situation, is that like not a lot of people even think about that. Like, not a lot of people think about what does happen when like the home isn't like stable or safe. And so especially with my organization, and then what I did for the event that I did that like really brought this to life, was I really, like, it just reminded me that like there's such a lack here. And I think the bottom line is that like people just lack the understanding and like the consideration of like other people's situations. And so yeah, when me and my brother were in there, it was like super tough, dude. Like, a lot of these foster like parents and a lot of these foster families, like, they don't care about you. And then when like the parents are struggling and like they're trying to like get their life together, like, you just feel so isolated and like alone, and like it's just so tough. And so when the foster parents don't care about you, like, they like, I don't know, and it makes me wonder, because they also, I've come to learn that foster parents actually don't earn a lot of money. Like, so it's like, well, then what's your purpose for this? Like, what are your motives for wanting to take care of kids who like lack so much?
Yeah.
And so, like, especially for my brother's situation, I mean, it was just horrible. Like, he had to go to a facility because, like, there were some foster parents that didn't want to, like, deal with him, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And so, like, at the facility, like, I remember, like, me and my dad brought, like, my brother, like, all these fresh clothes. Like, I'm talking, like, Nike, Vans, like, all these good brands, right? Because we wanted to make sure, like, my brother was, like, good.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, a couple weeks later, we went out to visit him again. And my brother had, like, none of the same clothes. Like, they were all switched up. All the clothes were, like, given to other people. And and my brother was wearing, like, clothes that didn't even fit him. And it was just like, dude, like, people just don't care, dude. And it's so sad. And so I think that's why I wanted to make this thing possible, because of everything that I've been able to experience in recent years.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, dang, like, I lived that, but I'm now in this, like, such like a transitional time in my life where it's like I've worked with, like, makeup artists, hair artists, I've worked with, like, beauty artists, and it's like, okay, like, let me bring some light to these girls, because, like, in foster care, like, you don't even know what that world is like. Yeah. Like, they don't pay for your nails to get done, they don't pay for things like that. So I provided an entire day for, like, I hired, like, literally all of the hair and makeup artists I knew. I hired, like, I had this girl come in for tooth gems, so that way they could get, like, their teeth decked out. And all these girls were just like, it was probably the best day of their lives, I could confidently say, because I had people come up to me and tell me that. So I hope that with this organization, coming back to the question, that it could just provide, like, again, just, like, shared light. Like, that's what that means. Like, kindred light just means, like, shared light between, like, these individuals who know what each other's are going through. They can, like, empathize with each other, but they could also just have a day where, like, they can share that same positivity and, like, just, like, have days where, like, it's just blissful for them and living in absolute chaos.
That's amazing. All right, cool. So the Girls and Boys Days, right? That's an initiative that sounds pretty cool. Can you describe what happens during those events and how they empower youth in foster care?
Yeah, so again, for the Girls' Days, like, the initial idea was, like, how can we make these girls feel more confident or more beautiful in such a, like, in such a discouraging time in their life where they might not feel beautiful, or they feel lonely. They feel very isolated at school because, like, maybe some of the girls have, like, some of, like, the top tier brands and they don't. So I was like, what can I do for them to, like, provide, like, just any of that, like, same happiness? And so for the girls, it was like, let's get them decked out in, like, makeup, let's do their hair, let's make them feel like they're, like, beautiful for a day. So I'm definitely going to continue that. It's going to be an annual thing, because the first event turned out absolutely amazing.
That's awesome.
I had over, like, 100 young girls come in the foster system. Like, babies, preteens, teens. I had, like, girls who were, like, just barely aged out of it come. And so they were trying to, like, learn different techniques with makeup. Like, I had all girls of different ages come, and it was just so fun. And then of course, my team of, like, hair and makeup artists, like, they just rocked it. It was, like, chaos, because, like, there was, like, lines and, like, girls who wanted different things, but they just killed it. And, like, they were like, we want to keep doing this, so there's that. And then with, like, the boys thing, I was like, well, I can't just dedicate to the girls. Like, I'm a guy's girl. Like, I was like, we got to do something for the boys. So I don't know. I'm thinking, like, I've just been, like, brainstorming, and I don't want to put, like, too many ideas out there, because a lot of you guys steal ideas, and I don't like that. But like, a thought was, like, well, maybe they can play, like, basketball or football with, like, the Lobos or something, or like maybe they can learn, like, different techniques with, like, sports, or, like, that's a release right there. So I don't know. I've just been brainstorming, and I think I got a few cool ideas in my mind.
We won't let any of that out yet. Yeah, you're right. People like to hate and steal.
That's right.
Cool. So why do you believe self-care and beauty can play such an important role in healing and confidence?
That's a good question, too. Man, you getting deep today. So self-care, that's super important. I remember last night before I actually showed up here, I was like, let me get my blue light on. Let me make sure, like, my acne good. So no, like, self-care is super important. I think taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, I go to the gym every single day. Like that is such a mental health thing for me. It's unbelievable. There, like, the gym community is like so strong. I love it. So again, just I think in that self-care, being able to find a community that you enjoy being around, who uplifts you, who encourages you to do better, and who motivates you to do better is like a part of self-care. Again, like finding a hobby, so whether that is going to the gym or like dancing or whatever, that's a part of self-care. Taking care of your body and like your physical health is self-care. Like I just started actually making these health shots for me and my brother. Homemade, where it's like fruits, vegetables, like all these, like, and it's just like it's amazing. So just taking care of your body, being healthy, and also, like, I don't know, like, I don't mean to push this on anybody too, but whatever spirituality like you want, that's fine. But like a huge thing for me is like, I know Jesus saved my life, and like I think finding a higher like purpose is like so important too, because I've literally had people tell me where they're like, I don't believe in that, or like, I don't believe in nothing. And I'm like, if I didn't believe in nothing, like, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So like you have to have like a certain relationship with something else to make sure like you are like, you keep going. So I think that's also a part of self-care, is like everything in the mind, like protecting your heart, taking care of your body, and like also having like a spirituality or like a relationship with something like that, I think is also super important.
It's a good way to put it. It's huge for sure. And let's see. Okay, so the last question for this topic is, you also coach the Special Olympics and you help feed the homeless. So what drives your passion for community involvement?
So I think it just goes back to having the tools. I'm able to get out in my community. Like, I have limbs, I have legs, I'm able to move my body, and I'm super blessed to be able to do that, because then I can get out in my community and be a part of something like that. I also have the tools where like I have a lot of knowledge and I have a lot of experience with a lot of things. And so I think it's also super important that when you're trying to help a certain community or you're trying to help people, it's always good to have experience in that, or to at least have a certain degree of like, just know what you're doing, know what you're talking about, so that way they can also trust you. And so especially with like, for instance, with like the Special Olympics, like, because my brother is an athlete, and even because I just live with him on a daily basis, like I know what his aneurysms are, I know what his like skills are, and so then I can like put myself in that community where I'm like, okay, like this is not abnormal to me. Like I know what maybe some of these kids might be going through, or I know what some of the challenges might be. So I'm super glad that I can be like almost like a vessel and like assisting them, where it's like I'm placed here for a reason and I can provide like some things that they're lacking or help them and guide them. So it's super rewarding, again, to just be at those like competitions and also be somebody that like understands them and wants to be around them. And even for like the homeless community, like I've been on the news so many times for like just giving like lunch bags or like any tool, like any resources that they might need. And it's cool to be on the news and stuff like that, but at the same time, like I do that like all the time, even without being like having like the spotlight shown on me. And I think that's even more important, because it's like, you don't need so much recognition for like the things that you, I don't know, I feel like just everybody's searching for like that recognition. And I'm like, and I'm like, dude, like you can just go out and like just help people, dude. So and I think also, especially with the homeless community, like again, I think we're also like, we can get so wrapped up in like judging, when like if we just take a moment and just like help, I think that's also like super important too.
No, I think that's a great way to say it, is because a lot of people do it for the clout, quote unquote, right? It's like they film themselves giving a whatever it may be, change or money or food, whatever the case may be, but like you don't need to be showing that off. Like it's not, I don't know, that pisses me off too, is when people do that.
Well, and it's like, it's cool because, well, like I've seen like, and like if you show it like a couple of times, like that's cool, but when you like constantly are like, look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing, I'm like, bro, like I'm like, why do you need so much? Like it's almost like they need that like clarification. It's like, dude, like you can't just be a good person just to be a good person.
They're doing it for the wrong reasons to be doing. What's up, everybody? This podcast is brought to you and sponsored by the Rock Family Therapy. Not every battle is fought in combat. Some are fought in silence, in your head, in your home, or behind the mask you wear every day. At the Rock Family Therapy, they stand with those who fight to rise again. Veterans, first responders, parents, or anyone carrying the weight of trauma, loss, or stress. This isn't just talk therapy. It's rebuilding from the inside out. It's mental conditioning for life. A place to reset, refocus, and rise stronger. Whether your uniform is military, professional, or just the armor you put on to make it through the day. If you're ready to face what's been holding you back, they're ready for you. Call or text 505-336-0238 or email r.villy@therockfamilytherapy.com or visit therockfamilytherapy.com because warriors come in many forms and every warrior needs a rock. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored and brought to you by Toehold. As you know, I've been a long-time customer and supporter of Toehold. I'll give you 3 reasons why I love this company. 1 is because they're huge supporters of veterans, law enforcement, and first responders. 2nd reason is because everything is American-made with integrity as it should be. And 3rd reason is because they have the best customer service that you'll ever receive with timely responses. Now, their main focus is flip-flops that'll last you a lifetime, but they also sell caps, shirts, rash guards, wallets, you name it. One of my favorite ethically sourced exotic leathers here is Murder Hippo flip-flops. We got stingray, elephant, crocodile. And if you don't want an exotic leather, you got different options on vegetable tan leather with stamps and colors. And going to the wallets here, we got zebra, we got stingray, we got John Wayne style minimalist wallet, and then going to the key fobs. So guys, go show your support. You have so many options with different exotic leathers. Go show your support for AG and Toehold. Tell them I sent you. Thank you. Peace out. All right, cool. So we'll jump into education and advocacy. So you're currently pursuing a master's in social work at GCU, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how does your academic path align with your mission of service?
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
So with school specifically, and like in this day and age, I'm like already like I'm getting so tired of this college stuff, but that's another topic. I'm steady and I'm gonna keep going. But so when I first joined school, I actually wanted to like be in nursing school, so I was in nursing school up until my junior year. And then when I had found out that I had to like be on site and do my clinicals, but I was like, oh, I'm like a mother pretty much, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't have like the resources at the time to like watch him and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, shoot, like I have to change my major. So I panicked and I was like, I guess I'll do psychology because like the brain is kind of cool. And like I have a lot of experience in like trauma and things like that. So I was like, I can help people in that. But I didn't want to be like a counselor or anything because I'm like, I feel like I'm meant for more. Like, I just want to like help people better, I guess. And I'm not like trying to like downgrade any counselors or anything.
Yeah.
But I just always felt like I was meant for more. So when I got my BA in psychology, I was like, okay, like I need to stretch this out because I'm not going to get a job with a psychology degree, especially in this day and age. So I was like, we need to keep going. And so I chose GCU because it's a Christian school, and I've always wanted to go there. So I was like, yes, this is a perfect opportunity for me to go there.
Awesome.
But there's also been some like challenges along the way where it's like having to do like my on-sites of like being at the schools. And anyway, it's just been kind of a challenge. But at the same time, I feel like, what's the best way of saying this? Like, I feel like when you know it's meant for you, or when you know like you're headed in the right direction, there's always going to be like bumps in the road. It's for like almost like preventions of like getting you there because they know you're going to kill it. And I'm like, the enemy's not going to stop me. So
right, exactly.
So I feel like what I'm doing is the right thing, and especially for social work. Again, it all ties back into like everything that I advocate for. So I feel like social work is like the umbrella for like everything that I've like experienced. So it's like people with special needs. It's like people who have been in the foster care system, people who have addiction problems. Like it's like a whole umbrella under like all of this knowledge that I have.
Right.
Where I'll like get to like help people in all different areas. And so I don't know what that looks like yet. Again, I don't want to be some counselor, but shout out to all you counselors out there. But like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I just feel like I almost want to just have it on my belt, I guess, is like the best way of explaining that. Is
Gotcha.
that I just want it on my belt, and then however I'm able to use it, I'm gonna use it.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. So, how do you see your role as a social worker or advocate evolving in the years ahead, after like the near future?
So for me, like, I think right now it's just gaining that certain like experience in that field. So like I said, like my first internship's gonna be like at a middle school, so I'll get to like be on site with the middle school kids and be able to see like the stuff that they're going through in today's day and age.
Yeah.
And so just kind of like navigating through those issues. So I want all the experience, but then again, I feel like I already have it, so I just need that like certification.
Yeah.
With like a little bit of like tidying up. But in the coming years, the reason why I really want this on my belt is because like I eventually want to like open up, and this is where like the business like theory comes in, is where like I eventually want to open up a program for people with autism post graduation.
Okay.
Because there's also such a lack here for that, and it's something I've wanted to do from like the jump, because I'm literally like living it. There's no resources here for anybody that graduates like after they graduate for people with special needs.
Okay.
And so I feel like the families, the caregivers, like whoever's taking care of them, and even then themselves, like they're just left with like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Like there's no activity, there's no education. It's like pretty much like, oh, you went to school, we're done. Like you're done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like people still got jobs. Like people still got to go to work and like provide for these people. And then at the same time, like I'm trying to live my life. I want to do what I'm destined to do. What am I supposed to do with him?
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't tag him along with me every day. He's going to get bored, or he's not going to feel like he's fulfilling his purpose in life or what he wants to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's why like the social work like belt comes in, because it's like I want people to feel like trustworthy in me with like the knowledge that I have. I want to be able to help people and then be like, dang, like she really knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Or like, dang, she could really help us because like she's lived all of this. She has gone through the hard work of like earning this like piece of paper. But like, yeah, I truly just want people to like know I'm like, I want people to take me seriously. I want to take myself seriously and be able to like help in all these different fields. And I feel like with that, like it would just almost be like the cherry on top of like, I know what I'm talking about. Like, let's get to work.
For sure. Man, that's awesome. Okay. So next topic is creativity and self-expression. So you're also a signed model and you're pretty creative. So how do the arts, music, writing, all that help you express your story or inspire others?
Yeah, so I almost feel like it's so sad because I feel like when you like become like an adult, like a hardworking, like motivated adult, like you get so much less time to like be creative and to like openly express yourself in those like desired ways. So for like me, like I don't even have time to like to write anymore, like journal or like anything like that. But I feel like when I do have those moments and I'm like super stoked about it, those are like, I don't know, it's just like super fun. Like for me, like I listen to music like literally like all day except when I'm not sleeping. So like I'll literally listen to music while I'm reading. I'll listen to music while I'm like working on like assignments, or if I'm like even like doing like hard like painting my garage. I don't know. Like I'm just listening to music all day, every day, aside from when I'm asleep. So, and I think music is just it's such a universal like power. I feel like if two people are like disagreeing on a topic, like literally like I could be at like one political stance and somebody else could be at one political stance, but we could both agree that like Sublime is so badass and we could like jam out to some Sublime.
Yeah.
So I think that's super cool. And then just like as far as you're gonna have to remind me again. I feel like I went off the handle.
It's okay, no worries. It's all right. I don't mind. So how do the arts, music, or writing help you express your story or inspire others?
Okay, yeah. So back to like my modeling, I feel like, and this is such an interesting topic too. So I feel like a lot of people, when you're a model, like I've like heard so much of the judgments, like especially from like, and no offense to men, but like they become so like sometimes they'll look at my stuff and I get like some of like the most like absurd, like they're literally just like trying to slide in my DMs, or like they take that the wrong way and they're like, ooh, like she's hot, or ooh, she does this, or ooh, she does that. And then I even have some of them where they're like, oh, like you know, you post this and I don't like that. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't even I feel like personally, I don't even post like that much provocative stuff, but I feel like the work that I do and what is so like misunderstood is like the motive of the work that people do. Like, so for me, like, it's like, instead of like assuming that like these are like provocative, like, what if you looked at it as like in like an artistic way? I don't know. Because like for me, like, I'm like, I thought it was like pretty artistic and like classy even, but like for like a man, it could be like, oh, well, she's posting that, I don't want her. Like, I don't know, it's so weird.
No, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like the different perspectives, right?
I get what you're saying.
So yeah, I just feel like, especially like creatively and like in the arts, like, I guess the best way that I could describe it is like, when I have time for it, I love to do it, and I always try to do it as like purposefully, like with good morality, good intentions behind it, and like I'm also not trying to like sway anybody or like peer pressure. I don't know. I always try to do it very like intentively, but like very like positively, I guess you could say.
Gotcha.
Like classy, keep it cool. Yeah.
So a lot of people, I mean, social media especially, right? It's like everybody's going to be so quick to judge.
Yes.
Like what we just briefly talked about earlier is just like people are just seeing the bright side of life, right? But people are so quick to judge. There's a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
Yes.
A lot of them. Like, a lot of people that are typing the stuff up that they do online are not going to say it to your face.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Well, and especially like in the modeling field, like you have to build like, and I think this is also what like a lot of people don't understand, and they're not going to understand because they don't do that type of work.
Mm-hmm.
But in the modeling field specifically, like you have to build your portfolio, and especially when you're building your portfolio, like these people have to know what you look like, because they can't put you in like wardrobe. They can't put you in their clothes if like they don't know what you look like.
Yeah.
And so for me, like a lot of the pictures, like, yeah, like there might be some pictures of like less clothing, but it's like, okay, like they need to know what I look like. Like this is a part of my portfolio. I'm not doing it for like y'all sick men to slide in my DMs. I'm doing it because I'm trying to get to my goals, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. All right, cool. So we'll move on to, let's see, next question here, same topic. So what does self-love mean to you personally, and how do you practice it amid such a busy, purpose-driven life?
Yeah, so I think that ties back to that. So when I do have the time, but I also feel like this is not talked about enough either, but I feel like the reason why I stay so busy and the reason why I stay so driven and like constantly motivated and like want to do better, do better is because like if I don't do that, like I go like kind of crazy. Like I feel like I'm like lazy, or I feel like I'm like not fulfilling like my mission, or I'm not like doing what like I'm intended to do, and like I feel just so like off. So I feel like when I'm not like kept busy, I just feel like I get like super depressed, and I'm like, dang, like I need to do something with my life.
Yeah.
But there has to be that balance there, because I feel like if you're like constantly go, like I've broken down so many times where I just like push everybody away. I'm like, I need to be alone. And it's like, you should never get to that place. You should be at a place where it's like, okay, I'm busy, but like I do feel self-love about myself. I feel good about where I'm at. So with like the self-love thing, man, remind me again. Oh my gosh, I go off this freaking rant, bro.
It's okay. Yeah, so, okay, I'll read the whole question again. So what does self-love mean to you personally, and how do you practice it amid such a busy, purpose-driven life?
Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, self-love to me, let's not get off track, guys. I'm so sorry. So the self-love to me is like, again, just finding a balance there where it's like you don't overdrive yourself. And you also get enough sleep, because like for me, like I noticed that that's when that kind of like self-love tends to fall off, is when I'm like go,
Yeah.
and I'm like getting like lack of sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like going to the gym, and I've ate like one granola bar and a coffee during that day, and I'm like, I'm not eating, I'm not like, because I'm just so focused on like doing better. And it's like, bro, like you're really like killing yourself at that point.
Yeah,
like
you get burnt out
yes
pretty quick.
And then it's like, dude, you feel awful about yourself. Like, so it's like you have to find a balance. I think balance is so important when it comes to self-love. I also feel like self-love looks like when, so for like me personally, like I haven't like and this might be, I don't know, it's important to talk about it, but like for me, like I haven't dated or done anything like that in so long, and I think that's also a part of the self-love journey is like being able to like truly figure yourself out and being able to feel like what do you want to do in life, what like desires do you have, what hobbies do you have. And I feel like when like you don't get that time to yourself where it's like what are some things that I actually enjoy and stuff, because then you end up like, and it's just a natural thing to be able to give that time to other people.
Yeah.
So for me, especially in the transitional time that I am right now, is like what's good for me, how can I benefit my life, how can I benefit myself so I can be the best individual I can be for others.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like, because I can't love somebody if I'm still healing. I can't love somebody if I'm still like damaged and like full of trauma and like, because then I'm gonna just like project that onto them. And I hate that. Like I'm like, dude, like let me figure out what I got going on first, and then let me feel so confident in loving people that like I just want to give my best to somebody.
Yeah.
So that's like what I think definition of self-love is like loving yourself before loving other people. And then also just like some of the practices is just like, again, what's dear to me is like my faith. I'm super like drawn to that. That navigates my self-worth and my self-love, because I'm reminded that I'm loved and I'm worthy of things. And then also just having hobbies, being able to feel fulfilled, and just finding that balance.
That's good. That's a good all-around life right there.
I'm sorry, my answers are so long, dude.
It's okay. I told you it's okay. You could elaborate as much as you need to. Okay, so we've reached the last topic here, last 4 questions, and we'll start with this one. So you did put in your bio, quote, a past doesn't define you, you define a future. I like that. So what does that mantra mean to you exactly?
So I think everything that we've talked about, I think it's just like, it's so contradicting, right? Because I want people to see the victory at the same time where it's like, dang, like she's come so far. But I think that's not even like a selfish, it's definitely, it doesn't come from a selfish standpoint, like where I want like praise or anything. The only reason why I want people to look from like the tribulations to like the victories is like, nah, like I couldn't do this without like staying motivated, without like staying like disciplined, or like, again, just going back to my faith, like a lot of things I couldn't do without my faith. Yeah. And I want that to be shown in my victory, where like I'm advocating for that and I'm like praising in that way. Yeah. For sure. Because a lot of it's not me. Like, again, like if I didn't have that in my life, there's a lot of times in my life where I'm like, dang, I cannot do this, dude. Yeah. Like, so I use that in the sense of like kind of like showing off my faith in that sense. But at the same time, it's contradicting because I don't want people to just judge me by the things that I've been through. Like, I don't want them to like, again, like if somebody were to just look at me, and maybe without makeup or anything, but if they were like, dang, like she's been in like foster care, like she doesn't know, like she's dumb, or like she's not cool, or like she's not like in the culture, and I'm like I don't know, I don't want people to like depict me from like the things that I've been through, if that makes sense. Or like, for instance, like they could be like, oh, like her parents were like involved with drugs, like she's like, she's a statistic, or like she's dumb, or like all those things that you can derive from those different situations. I never want people to look at that. I want people to always like, even if you have been through that, like you could always strive for better. You could always choose to do better. And like, I'm literally an example of that. Right. So I think what that really means is that like, I just want to be a testimony. I want to be like an example. And I want people to know that like everything you've been through, whether it was your choice or not, you can always choose to do better. And like choose a different lifestyle for yourself. Yeah. I'm glad you said that, because you don't have to be a statistic in life, right? No. You make your own choices despite whatever situation you come. Now, given some people have more difficult situations than others, but I mean, there's still, like you said, that's where spirituality comes in, right? Yes. It's like when you need to connect to something or someone, right, that you're looking up to, it's handy for the most difficult situations, and you have that choice
and that decision to not become a statistic.
Right.
Despite whatever you're going through. So I like that you mentioned that too. So who or what inspires you the most right now?
Oh my gosh. I don't want to sound like repetitive, but it is going to be repetitive. And again, like, I don't know what the audience is going to look like, but I'm so tied into my faith right now, especially right now. Before this podcast, like, there was just like, I've just had some like pretty tough weeks where I'm like, this is not easy, Lord. Like, I don't know if I could do this. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of my inspiration right now is just, and this is going to sound corny too, but like, I literally just try my best to just be like an example of like what that looks like in somebody's life. Mm. You know, and a lot of people are like, what would Jesus do? And that's cute. That's cool. But like, I think, in a deeper meaning, it's like, yeah, like, you're given these challenges in life where it's like you feel like you can't do it. You're on the like verge of breaking down. You're like, dang, I'm so lonely. I'm so isolated. I'm alone. Like, all these negative thoughts, right? Yeah. And it's like, but like, you also have to look at it from like a positive perspective of like, dang, like, bro, like, I could have it so much worse where I'm like, I don't have limbs. I can't go to the gym and move my body. Yeah. Like, I can't go to the grocery store and get my favorite snack. Yeah. I don't have a vehicle. I don't have a home. Yeah. So I think I just try to be like, my inspiration in life right now is to just like, I don't think it's anybody specifically. I mean, of course my faith, but like, I think that is the inspiration of like, it doesn't matter what you're going through. You can choose to do better, and like, you will do better. If that makes sense. Like, choosing that as the inspiration. Yeah. I think not letting the enemy like tell you all those like horrible things. I think so, yeah. Because there's a couple things I could take out of that is like, so first of all, God will break you down to build you back up, right? Yes. So no matter what you go through, like we just said, it's all for a reason. And secondly, it went in and out my brain so fast that I forgot. But no, I think it's again, it's important to have God in your life, or whatever religion you follow, right? Spirituality is huge. So everything's going to happen for a reason. I forgot what the second thing was. We were talking about how it was like an inspiration. Yeah. Maybe that helps you. No. Man, I went off the handle again, and I lost your train of thought. See? This is why you can't invite me to the podcast, guys, because I just yap. Oh, geez. I'll probably think of it here. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I've lost so many brain cells, but okay. So if you could go back and tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? I would tell her to keep going. I would tell her, hey, you gonna go far, so just keep going. Cause yeah, like when I was younger, I didn't even have that faith, so I was just so lost. Like, I was making so many poor decisions. Like, I was hanging out with so many wrong crowds. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, even though I didn't make a lot of the decisions, like a lot of the horrible decisions I was witnessing other people do. Yeah. Even though I had like a more steady head on my shoulders, because I also had that responsibility of my brother at such a young age. Mm. And I was like, also like starting to witness what like the horrible decisions of my parents were making, like, and how that affects you. I had like a pretty good shoulder on a pretty good head on my shoulders. But at the same time, like, when you're like constantly like surrounded by people like who aren't making good choices, and like, yeah, man, like, I was just so, I was making horrible decisions and stuff, and just trying to like figure my life out. And I was like, dang, like, life is so tough. This is horrible. I don't want to be here. Yeah. And so I would just tell her that like, she's capable of doing so much more, so much better. So for like all the young girls out there, like, don't get so lost and like trapped up in all that like nasty stuff. Like, you have so much capability, and like so much like unique like just tools that you can bring to the world. So I think that's what I would tell her, is just to like stay strong, stay determined, like find what you're good at, and then just like hold on to that and like work on that, so that way you can like provide to the world. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's important for. I mean, at a young age, we all do dumb stuff, right? But there's this saying I like to put out is that you're an average of the 5 closest people you're always with, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're at a younger age, even as an adult, if you're around those type of people, I mean, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be a good result.
You eventually become who, yeah.
Yeah, so you could be that change eventually.
Exactly.
And let's see. Okay, so last question. What legacy or lasting message do you hope to leave through your work, your foundation, and your story? The big one.
Oh my gosh, dude. I haven't had enough caffeine for this. Okay. Legacy. That's a big word.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's like, yeah, I think that's a great question because in like the past weeks and then coming here, like, I think that's really what's been like my huge motivation is like, you can't stop because like you have to somehow like, you have to leave something in this world that was you. Like, I think that feels so empty if like you just like lived here and then like didn't like leave anything of you here.
Right.
I think that feels so like empty and just like, almost like it's definitely not like it's a purpose to be able to leave your mark on the world. It's a purpose to be able to be able to somehow provide in the world or leave your mark on the world, let everybody know you were here at one time.
Yeah.
And that you did something in the world. 'Cause I think when you don't do anything, then what's the point? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So my legacy for me is just like, I would feel content with my life when, that is such a tough question. Well, actually, what about you? And then I'll tell mine.
Dang, you're going to flip that one.
Yes.
Right.
Last question, best for last.
Okay. So what legacy do I hope to leave behind? Yeah, that is a tough question. I would say first and foremost, it's just making a mark on my children's lives that I did whatever and everything I could to provide a better life for them. Because yeah, growing up, I didn't have those things that I'm able to give them now, right? And being first generation born in the United States is huge. So I want to make sure that my kids understand what it means to live in the greatest country in the world first and foremost, right? Involving God in our lives, and I'm hoping that I can relay that message to them, and then that they can lay it down to their children and future generations going down the road. So I'm just hoping like hard work and perseverance is there. Nothing's impossible, and I hope to show them that. So.
That was that was so easy for you to answer. I love it. And for me, I'm like, I don't know. You're like, nah, that's cool though, because you pretty much that's such a good like healthy foundation is like faith, family, like, and all those qualities that you listed, which was like, I don't know, just like hard work and like remembering you for like that's so awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I mean, I think like almost like the same. I think it's just like, I want to be able to just like teach people things, and I also want people to like learn from me in like such a good positive way of like, dang, like, yeah, like she has been through a lot, like maybe she is right about this. And yeah, just being like, I just honestly like, I just want me and my brother to like live such an extraordinary life from what we came from. Like, I want him to be able to, and this is gonna sound corny, but like, it's just an example, but like, I literally want to work so hard to the point where I'm like, Michael, where you want to go, bro? Like, let's just take off. Let's just go. Like, you want to go to the beach, bro? Let's go to the beach. Like, because I want to be able to bring him happiness. I want to be able to like just show him that like life is not so hard to like where you can't speak all the time, or like you have to live in this like robot body of like autism. Like, no, like, let's go to the beach, let's have a good time. And like, I think it's just like also like the simple things in life like that, like where you work so hard to have those simple moments of just like surrounded by like family, having the good, like just the good times like that.
Okay. Well, from my opinion, I think from what you've just explained through the whole podcast, I think you're doing a good job of spreading that awareness, right? I think whether you know it or not, I think you've already affected a lot of people's lives in a positive way, you know, with your organization, right? With the pageantry, a lot of stuff. So I think whether you know it or not, you've already left some type of legacy behind. So, and you're still young, you know what I mean? You still got a lot to go. I mean, you're still going through school. You still got a bunch of stuff to accomplish. You're at the beginning of the organization, right?
Yes.
So I think there's a lot of potential there, especially like you said, there's not a lot of resources and awareness out there for people dealing with this kind of stuff.
No.
So, and I mean, you're dealing with it now. I've only dealt with it growing up. Now that I moved out, I'm not taking care of my brother. My mom is, but I know what it was like, having to move him, having to transport him, not him being able to talk.
It's hard.
Or do things on his own, right? So, no, I think you're right. You're on a good path, and I think you're doing a good job. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. So that being my last question, I'll go ahead and open it up to you. If there's anything that we didn't talk about that you want to throw out there now, feel free to elaborate on anything.
No, I think, man, you had some really great questions. So thank you for an amazing podcast, and thank you for being able to allow me to just have an open mind, but also like freely express myself with everything like that. I again, for like the viewers, like, I love podcasts and I love these things like that. I don't think it's, I think it's also good to be reminded. So like, thank you for reminding me that like I am doing an okay job.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I think, especially in today's society, like we're just like go, and it's like you're always trying to like strive and stuff, but it's okay to be reminded that like you're okay, everything's going in like the direction that you want, even if it's not like the pace that you want it to be.
Yeah.
And also it's also good to like have these conversations, because then I am reminded like, dang, like I've done that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing on me here today. I don't like boasting, but at the same time it's good to be reminded that like I've done some pretty cool stuff. So thank you.
Thank you for coming along today.
Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and let the followers know, or do you have any shout outs or plugs you want to throw out there?
Shoot, shout out to shout out to everyone that just like, there'd be too many to name, but shout out to everyone that has like supported me and my recent journeys. I know that a lot of the people in my life who are super supportive and just like blessings all around now weren't really there in the beginning, and that's okay, because you're meant for this time in my life. So I just want to say, all of you who are watching, all of you who support me, thank you so much. Shout out to you. You know who you are. I ain't even got to say the names. And yeah, shout out to Alejandro for the podcast, dude.
All right. No worries. Thank you. Again, it's my pleasure. And then last but not least, if you want to let the audience know where they can follow you on social media.
Yeah. So my name is Mackenzie. You can find me on Instagram. That's my main source of social media. So you can find me at The Real Mackenzie Lee. I had to change my name. But yeah, you can find me there. And again, yeah, Instagram is the best way to approach me. So. All
right. Cool. All right. Well, that's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I did. A lot of valuable information. And if you didn't take anything out of this, I hope you got educated one way or another.
Amen.
And yeah, that's it for today's episode. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Peace out.